What's going on, my Central Unit Galaxy? It's the Central Man here, so this is my review of NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. Before we get to the matches on the show, we had the debut of Eli Drake on the pre-show of the show. Right now, he's using his new ring name, that is LA Knight. It's good to see Eli Drake sign for the company. It's a shame that he's not going to wrestle under the Eli Drake name. You know, he uses his name in TNA/Impact Wrestling. You know, he was the Impact Wrestling World Champion. He wrestled under the Indies with that name, Eli Drake, and also with the NWA. That was his latest company he wrestled. He was the NWA World Tag Team Champions alongside James Storm, and now he's in WWE/NXT under his new name, LA Knights. It's I think it's a good signing for the WWE/NXT. You know, he's a good talker, he's a good wrestler. I can see him doing well in NXT. Yeah, the NWA, it's done. It's finished because the talent pool they had, in 2019, and now they're all gone. You know, they've been raided by the big companies, WWE and AEW. AEW, they had Thunder Rosa, Serena Deeb, Eddie Kingston, Ricky Sparks. They're now in AEW. And now with the WWE, they signed Eli Drake. You know, if I was Billy Corgan, they need to pull the plug. Then I think the next talent probably leaving the NWA has to be, Isaac Royce and Tommy Latimer. They're next. I could see them going sign between NXT, the WWE, or AEW. Maybe AEW, but I don't see him going to NXT. Maybe NXT. Who knows? There were former NWA Tag Team Champions, and also Colt Cabana. I forgot Colt Cabana left the NWA going to AEW, and now he's part of the Dark Order. Anyway, let's talk about the matches on the show. So the first match to kick off NXT Takeover Vengeance Day. We got the finals of the women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classics. We got Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon taking on Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. Solid opener. This is focused on Raquel Gonzalez. She is a beast. That character, that wrestler really is slowly growing on me. She's like fucking strong. Like every time, like Ember and Shotzi, going for like trying to wrestle, trying to do some fast-paced moves onto Raquel. Raquel countered it and using these big power moves. Like one time, Shotzi trying to hit like a Hurricanrana. Raquel with her strength kind of smacked her into the steel black fence near the barricade. She is damn fucking strong. Dakota Kai, hit the, I think it's called was it Kyle Pratton Blackheart for the near fall? I think, really the bulk of the match, you had Shotzi and Ember kind of worked on the leg of Dakota. They're working on the leg, locking in these, really ground holds, like, one-legged Boston leg crab, and a knee hold. I'm guessing like Dakota Kai has some history of knee injuries. Shotzi suffered a knee injury one time in this match, so she hit like a suicide dive through the middle ropes into Dakota Kai, and she was selling the leg. And then minutes later, Ember did like a move that Shotzi and Ember did like a double tag team move onto Dakota Kai. I think it was Dakota Kai. There's no way they're picking up Raquel Gonzalez because Raquel is a very tall woman. Ember basically did like a crossbody onto Dakota Kai while like onto the shoulders of Shotzi Blackheart. Because Shotzi picked up Dakota Kai, Ember did like a move off the top rope and into it's outside the ring. And you can tell like Shotzi's like feeling like her knee. She was like limping a bit. I think Raquel kicked out of the Eclipse. In the end, Raquel kind of like thrown Ember onto the ramp, I feel that they inspire what WCW did, in those 80s and 90s, and also TNA in recent, not recent years, but in like the previous decade. I see some pay-per-views. You see like entering the ring via the ramp, the stage to the ramp. Yeah, Raquel throw Ember into the ramp and also throwing her off the stage. I think Ember took like a nasty thump out of the stage off the ramp. In the end, Raquel hit Shotzi Blackheart with the one-arm powerbomb to win this match. And yeah, Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez are the first winners of the female or women's Dusty Cup. I know it's Dusty Tag Team Classics, but I call it the Dusty Cup. I wish they'd rebrand it as the Dusty Cup. It makes sense. Dusty Tag Team Classic. Whatever you call it, but I call it the Dusty Cup. So, wow, Raquel Gonzalez, man, they are putting the rocket strap onto her back. She had that solid performance in the women's War Games match in November. The last women's standard match against Rhea Ripley at New Year's Evil, and now her performance in the opener at Takeover Vengeance Day. You could tell, like, I could see Raquel Gonzalez winning the NXT Women's Championship later on in the year, man. I think she's overshadowing Dakota Kai. I don't mind Dakota Kai, but I think Raquel Gonzalez, I think there's a bit of a star power than Dakota Kai. I don't like her hair. I'm talking about Dakota Kai. Her hair is pink now. It didn't suit her, man. I think they're now challenging the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. That is Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Thank fucking God. I want to see Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai win the tag team belts from Nia and Shayna. The next match, we got Johnny Gargano defended the NXT North American Championship against Kushida. Before the start of this match, you had Dexter Lumis kidnapping Austin Theory when the Wave entering the ring. The Wave did not interfere in this match. I thought the Wave will get involved, like Theory, Candice, Indy. Unfortunately, that's not the case, so I understand why they did this angle when, Dexter Lumis kidnapping Austin Theory to progress the rivalry between Lumis and Theory. Anyway, the match between Johnny and Kushida for the North American Championship, this is, for me, match of the night. They beat the living piss out of each other. Kushida working on the arm of Johnny Gargano because they've been feuding for weeks. Kushida working on the injured arm of Johnny Gargano. You had Gargano working on the neck of Kushida to, I guess, one time locking the Gargano escape. Yeah, the Gargano escapes is basically, it's similar to the Ring of Saturns. It's holding, it's working on the shoulder and neck area. That's the little big spokes of the match, for Johnny Gargano, because Kushida is working on the arm, Johnny's working on the neck of Kushida. I think like one time in the match, I think like Gargano was going for like a high fly move, and Kushida hit him with a forearm shot. That was sickening. It was a hard hitting match, back and forth between Kushida and Johnny Gargano. Kushida locked in the armbar, and then I think he locked in the hoverboard lock. It's basically a Kamala lock. I thought like Kushida's going to win. Like, he did like was it a Northern Light suplex roll up, and then he countered the Gargano escape and turned it into I think it was a bridge suplex roll up. But yeah, Gargano kicked out for the near fall. I thought Kushida would win this. Unfortunately, that's not the case. I thought the Wave will get involved. Like I said, I thought Austin Theory will get involved. Candice LeRae, Indy, Hartwell. Unfortunately, that's not the case. In the end, Gargano hit not one but one final beat in the ring and outside the ring to win this match and retain the North American Championship. It's too soon to see Johnny Gargano dropping the title because he won the title at TakeOver War Games, defended the title against Leon Buff. I think it was on the 30th of December's episode of NXT, the final NXT of 2020, and now he's just retained the title against Kushida on this show. yeah, it's too soon. You know, I can see it's not the last time we see this rivalry between Johnny Gargano and Kushida. Like, before the end of the match, Kushida did like he kind of left the ring, came back in the ring, run the ramp and kicked Johnny Gargano in the arm because for weeks he's working on the injured arm of Johnny Gargano. I thought the match is not gonna happen because I feel like there's one during the video package building up to the match on the show. Gargano was wearing a sling. I hope, it's not too serious, He probably still on TV, wearing a sling, protect him, until he recover with the arm injury. I could see a rematch down the middle, and I could see Kushida winning the title probably in March or April. Probably the takeover show. I think they're likely going to do takeover Tampa because WrestleMania is going to be at Tampa this year, so takeover Tampa. Yeah, Johnny versus Kushida 2 for the North American Championship, and Kushida wins the title. That's my early predictions if they're doing takeover Tampa. This match is for the men's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classics. We got MSK, that is Nash Carter and Wesley, two former members of the Radicals from Impact Wrestling, that is Zachary Wench and Desmond Xavier. They taken on the GYV, that is the Gristle Young Veterans, that is Zach Gibson and James Drake. This was a good match. Both tag team styles are completely different because MSK, they are the high flyers, and the Gristle Young Veterans are basically doing like technical style, grapple style. They're basically brawlers. Wesley does some high fly moves. He did like a corkscrew onto James Drake. He did like a hand sprint. Yeah, it was a hand sprint corkscrew, and then he did like a different type of style dive onto Zach Gibson. That was later on in the match. GYV worked on the neck of Nash Carter. I think they did like James Drake did like they did the Doomsday Device. It's not, I don't know, it's not the Doomsday Device. It's basically, he did like a suicide clothesline onto Wesley because you got Gibson picked up Lee, and Drake did like a suicide clothesline off the middle rope. They did a lot of tag team maneuvers. They are going for Ticket to Mayhem. That is GYV's tag team finisher, but I think Lee stopped them. They're trying to perform their tag team finisher onto Carter. In the end, they hit like a corkscrew blockbuster. I think it was on Drake or Gibson to win this match and become the 2021 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic winner. And they get a shot at the NXT Tag Team Championships. The tag team champions are Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch. The next match, we got a triple threat match for the NXT Women's Championship. We got Io Shirai, the Women's Champion, defended the belt against Mercedes Martinez and Toni Storm. This was physical. The women hit like physical moves in this match. Like you had Mercedes hit Toni Storm with a corkscrew DDT off the ring apron. Io was going for like a moonsault onto Mercedes. I'm guessing Mercedes got out of the way or no way near the moonsault connect to Mercedes. Mercedes kind of thrown Io into the barricade. Minutes later, she kind of like thrown Io onto the pixie glass. Io hit like the 619. I think it was on Toni Storm. Then a double stomp onto the corner of the ring. Off the top rope. It's not similar to... It's not the same as Finn Balor's coup de grace. That was completely different because the opponent is laying on the floor. There was one funny spot. Storm was trying to clear out the announce table, trying to put someone through the announce table. I'm guessing that was Mercedes Martinez. And the announce table automatically broke out of nowhere. Io did like a move off the scaffold, when they set up the camera lights onto both Storm and Mercedes. Storm hit like a Sub-Zero, I think it was the Sub-Zero onto Mercedes kicked out for the near fall. In the end, Storm hit the I think it was a diving headbutt. He was about to pin Mercedes, but Hero hit like the moonsault onto Storm while trying to pin Mercedes. Hero pinned Mercedes 1, 2, 3 and retains the NXT Women's Championship. It was too soon to see Hero dropping the belt. I think her time as the NXT Women's Champion is nearly at an end because of Hikaru Shida, because she won the title from Nyla Rose at Double or Nothing on the 23rd of May. Io Shirai won the NXT Women's Championship at TakeOver in Your House a week later on the 7th of June. Here's my theory. If Shida drops the women's title probably at Revolution or after Revolution, I'm guessing Iro's title reign will end after Shida drops the AEW Women's Championship, because Asuka's title reign is nearly at an end. She's not dropping the Raw Women's Championship at the Elimination Chamber. She's going to drop the title at WrestleMania 37. That's my prediction. Because her reign's nearly at an end. Iro's reign is also the same as Hikaru Shida. I think the reigns were good. I think out of the three Japanese wrestlers, whose reign was the best, I'm gonna say number one. I'm gonna go with Hikaru Shida. Number two is Io Shirai, and number three, taking the bronze medal, is Asuka. So, I guarantee when Shida drops the title, Asuka and Io will drop their women's championship. Main event, we got Finn Balor defended the NXT Championship against the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne. A good match, really a solid main event. Really the bulks of the match, Dunne worked on the fingers of Finn Balor, doing a bit of a joint manipulation. He tried to set up his submission hold. Balor did like a submission hold of his own. I think like some bulks of the match, he had Dunne selling the knee. I think he hurt his leg. He hit the bitter's end onto Balor. Balor kicked out. Balor hit some DDT onto Dunne. He kicked out. Yeah, this was good. It was hard hitting. In the end, Balor removed the I think it was the mouth guard of Pete Dunne. Did like the gun sign towards Dunne. Hit the drop kick. Hit the coup de grace and the 1916 to win this match and retain the NXT title. And then afterwards, Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, the NXT Tag Team Champions, beat down Finn Balor because they are Pete Dunne's cronies. And then you got the Undisputed Era coming down to the rescue. I'm guessing the heels chased off, left the ring. And then you got this eye contact between Finn Balor and Kyle O'Reilly. They got some mutual respect after those matches at TakeOver 31 and then New Year's Evil. Yeah, O'Reilly helped up Finn Balor. They were about to do the Undisputed Era's taunt, and then Adam Cole basically last called super kick Finn Balor. Then he last called Kyle O'Reilly and left the ring. I heard rumors that Adam Cole is leaving. I'm checking on Wikipedia that Adam Cole is left the Undisputed Era, turning heel. This could set up, Balor versus Cole for the NXT title, probably at TakeOver Tampa. I said to myself, maybe Adam Cole doesn't really need the title. He's already been champion. He's held the belt for nearly 1 year. He don't need to win it again, but that's going to go in that direction. The Undisputed Era, I'm not 100% sure it's going to broke up. Because, yeah, I think Adam Cole, he is the glue, kept the group together. He's the foundation of the group. He's basically the architect of this group. Because the Undisputed Era, granted it's getting stale. They've been in the group for nearly 4 years. Because they debuted at TakeOver Brooklyn 3. And they last until 2021. But yeah, close to 4 years. I don't know its official end of the group. Who knows until the aftermath show of NXT after the aftermath of TakeOver Vengeance Day. So my final rating for NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day is a 9 out of 10. The year is still young. This show is a candidate for pay-per-view of the year. Nothing in the okay, nothing in the bad. It's just a solid show from top to bottom. The North American title match, the triple threat match for the NXT Women's Championship, Balor vs. Dawn for the NXT title, and the two Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic matches that were all in the good. So I hope you enjoyed my review of NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, smash the like button, and subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube for more wrestling videos, Marvel videos, reviewing WandaVision and the MCU movie review series, and also game streams and more. This is the Central Man officially signing out. Check you later.